So we're live. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. We are here at Plano Idea Exchange. We come on every Wednesday to talk about the deals we have going on, or the problems that we're having, or solutions that we may have, and try to offer those solutions to you. I forgot to post this on Facebook, but it'll be all right. So Gabi and I, Eric, you might be interested in this. We are going to be holding an elite meeting maybe in April, and
Holding what?
an elite meeting in
Oh,
April. And
nice.
Gabi is going to come to Addison on a Saturday, probably April the 15th. And we're
Or
going
the
to
22nd. 22nd would be okay too.
22nd. On a Wednesday. Oh, that's March. Sorry. April the 22nd. Oh, there's 5 weekends that month. Okay. Yeah. We might do the 22nd just so it can give us some more time.
Right.
But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to do sort of like the expo. I think people really enjoyed at the expo getting to see the stuff in action. So I've got Vince Chamuga with OT Investment Group looking at, he's going to do a marketing campaign and find some properties in and around the immediate Plano area, Addison, Plano, Farmers Branch, Allen, somewhere close. And hopefully we'll get like maybe, 3 or 4 deals that we can go. So he'll present them to us that morning, the wholesaler presenting us the deals. And then we'll analyze them with Backflip's app. And then Gabi will discuss the different funding options, depending on, what the ARV is, what the asking price is, what they need to offer. And well, the wholesaler will already have it under contract. And then what we should offer. But anyway, it's we just kind of threw this together after Gabi's wonderful presentation that she did up in Wichita Falls at their meeting. And then she's going to do it. You're going to do it in Denton, March.
In April.
You're doing it in March and April?
No, just in April. And then March is going to be West coming.
Okay, March is coming. March is West. That's going to be March the 20th. And then in April, you're going to be speaking in Denton. That would be April the 17th.
Right. And actually what Tim and I are going to do, we're going to do just Blazing Star Capital. And we're going to
co-present. Okay, that would that take the DSCR off the table? Blazing Star doesn't do the DSCR, right?
Actually, I can do DSCR with Blazing Star Capital too, which is a better scenario because the investor does not report it to the credit. And the thing is, if you're a true investor, you do not want that on your credit report.
Right.
Because you only do 20 houses on your credit report, and then you're going to be stuck. And the best thing is not to have anything on your credit report, everything in the business line of credit. So with American Mortgage Company, we have great companies, great programs and everything else, but they're refusing to work more for the investors. They're more like, well, we have to do it this and this way. We have to do it this. And they're going to come around. It's going to take some time.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay.
Some of my just, I need to go this route.
If we were to do it in April on the 15th, then your meeting in Denton is on the 17th. Y'all should just come stay the weekend.
We might do that.
But that would be good, so you wouldn't have to be driving back and forth so much. You'd already be in town for the 17th. So think about that. We'll get it, and then I'll let him know what day we're going to do it. And then we need to decide on the charge, how much we're going to charge for that. And so, yeah, I'm excited about that. So I just talked to Vince, and he's on board. And I got a call into JJ, but he didn't answer me yet. So
I think that's a great idea to present something like that.
Yeah, and we're going to actually do it. Like, I'll even give them access to my CRM if they don't already have one to be able to analyze their deal. I'm on a Zoom call. What's that?
I was going to say,
I don't know where those Oreos are, but I need them away from me. Okay.
Okay. I brought the Oreos home and we hid them, and then I found them on the kitchen counter yesterday morning. So as I ate 4 pieces of candy, or this morning, and as I
Dun,
ate
dun,
4 pieces
dun.
of candy, I went and put them up. I'm like,
I ate 5 of them. They were more calories
So they're
than
gone
the
now.
burrito I had earlier.
he ate 5 of them, and they were more. He had more calories than the chicken burrito. So, Eric, so Eric, what about you? What do you have going on?
Oh, I just finished a meeting last night with Adam Ibarra. Came out, had a very receptive crowd. One new member from Meetup. He just passed her realtor exam. She's a realtor, and she was really excited to be there. Roger was there, and it was a good crowd. It was a good, and Adam seemed much more. This was his third presentation, and the first time he presented, he felt really, really nervous at Tim and Gabi's meeting. But he was really happy to be giving it a third time, and he was much more relaxed. Very complimentary of the location and the food and the reception. He spoke for a little over an hour, and no one was bored. No one was restless. They were all taking notes. It was had good question and answer session. He's a great speaker.
Good deal. I can't believe he squeezed you in before tax season. So. But he said that he welcomed the distraction
opportunity
to be able to get out of the office away from doing the tax return. So,
but he said he doesn't mind doing it in the evening as long as it's not during the day.
Oh, okay, okay, good deal. Well, I am booked up. I need to get with Lydia to see if when we're gonna do the June meeting with her, and then.
Lydia's doing my April meeting about the book Profits First.
Good deal. Yes, that's what she's doing for me too. I just don't know what date, and I need to get it on my schedule so I can get it.
What is it?
The book Profit First.
By Michael Wentz.
It's a book called Profit First.
Okay.
And she's going to be going over some of the teachings from it and suggestions on basically paying yourself first. It's real blurry, Eric.
I know. I'm trying to. Okay, hang on.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Well, because my background is blurry.
Well, that should be. Oh, okay. Try to hold it in front of your, like below your face.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. Now we can see it. Yeah.
And now
flip
this thing.
That's good. Yeah. Well, I think you have to pay yourself first, otherwise you're always going to be in the back end.
Yeah.
There we go.
And so, anyway, so I just don't know what day it's going to be. And, I'm trying to get.
Michaelowitz.
Oh, I don't know how to say that. Mike.
Michaelowitz, whatever. No. I call it the ABCs starting with an M.
Profit First. And one of the other pictures has a piggy bank on the front. So as long as I'm sure there's not two of these guys as authors. So if it's Profits by Michaelowitz.
Well, I'm excited to hear it from somebody else's. I'm trying to put my hair up, but it's not working. Okay, so I am going to be identifying a new farm area. That was funny. I'm going to be identifying a farm area today in our area. So I'm going to be working on that. And I need to get with Tyler on some changes that we're making on. I was hoping he was going to be on here today. I haven't heard from him. For the website, for the CRM, if we're going to be building a new one, then I'd like to start it by then so that we have that to use that day. But we're going to be looking at being presented the deals, analyzing them with a backflip to determine the ARV, and then we'll analyze them through however that person does it. If they don't know how to do it, then I'll put them in my system and give them access for the day and let them use it. And then I may make them a special deal to get their own simple CRM. But But anyway, I'm excited about that, and it'll be good to get some. Then do the property tour afterwards. Go see the actual properties after Gabi has told them, you could do this, you could do that, da 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 da. And then if they go see the property and they want to make that offer, then they can, get the funding with Gabi, make the offer with OT Investment Group using Backflip.
Mhm.
It'll be like all encompassing.
And maybe we can do the same thing with you, Eric, down in Granbury.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah, or you could even join in with us. And
Join
Actually-
in with us, and you have another location that we can maybe do another one in in July or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
See
Yep.
how it works, because I think if we can do more hands-on things with the elite meetings, with those things, and if they come across really well, then I think we should really move those and make that happen.
Mhm.
Because that gets us out a little bit more in speaking,
Yep.
and puts us out a little bit more.
And shows that we do know what we're talking about, that we do what we're talking about. So
Right. Yes, exactly. I think it would be good if we can do then another one, maybe do this in April and then do another one June, every other month.
yeah,
Mhm.
And just structure it, and then in the fall we can do another something different or do another one, whatever it is.
I like it. That's a great idea. I'm in.
I think we are gonna have something like an elite meeting this weekend because Tim just bought a property and he was asking if they wanted to see the property. So I think we're gonna do something this week here. We just got back late last night, well, late in the evening from Lake Charles. So we left Sunday and came back yesterday. So it
Oh,
was
wow.
a
It's a quick.
big turnaround. Yeah, just seeing family for a few hours and then coming back here.
More time on the road than at the destination, it sounds like.
Yeah, we spent about almost 18, 20 hours on the road, and then got to see them basically from 1 till 7. And that's it.
Yeah.
Mhm. But it was a good visit. Though.
That's good. I'm considering a trip. We may have a juggling. No, this is off topic. We may have a juggling performance in Oklahoma in the next few weeks. So,
Okay, good.
fingers crossed.
Good. Hope you do.
Thank you. Karen, are you frozen or are you texting?
I am. I have to get this message out. I just found out that I can simulcast the Randy Hughes meeting in May with Oklahoma
great.
City, so I'm letting them know that.
That's good.
Uh,
I
It's
know
fantastic.
Tao was really interested in doing an expo up in Oklahoma. So I don't know how she's gonna do it, but whatever we can help her with, I guess we're gonna do what we can do and
Yeah.
see the rest. And
So, Karen, I used the slide that I thought was the correct Randy Hughes slide. It was a little pixelated when I made it bigger. So the people in the back of the room were like squinting. Okay, this is an eye exam. Squint and see if you can read it.
oh, that's good.
so it was the
Yeah.
wrong one.
No, I don't think so. It was a small one. Then I made it bigger on the PowerPoint and that turned it fuzzy. Maybe I used the wrong one, but it
I think
said,
you used the wrong one because remember I sent you the first one and then Meetup said it was too large. So then I went and made it smaller, and then when it went into Meetup, now it's blurry. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't notice it until whatever you were doing. Oh, I went and looked at your Meetup page and saw that it was blurry. So
well, I'll address that. But I did
Right.
try to use one. I was successful in doing it with just your text instructions instead of screen sharing. I think.
No, that's
and
good.
it worked out great.
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations. So I need to get those instructions into a training somewhere because it's were you able to get his PowerPoint added to the end of yours?
Aiden's? No, I just I swapped it over.
Okay.
I got it to play on my computer,
Uh-huh.
and while he was introducing himself, I just swapped it over, and it was no problem at all.
Okay, good deal. So that's one of the things I talked to Nina about this morning was the marketing, different marketing channel, the marketing training that we need to have, because nobody knows what meeting you're having if you don't have it advertised. But even if you do have it advertised, you still got to find and get new people in. Event. I checked on one called Market Social, but they're up in like New York, in the Northeast. They're not here, so I don't think that was going to be. And it wasn't. It was free, but like all it does is text, and they've got to be in your list. So if to get previous attendees to come back, you can text those people. But if you're wanting to get more people, I mean, I don't know. It's an option.
I do a text thing that I get fairly regularly. You know, hey, this is Tim. Remember our meeting at
Yeah, I meant to reply back and say, hey, what's the meeting topic? Because he didn't have it in there. He just said, make sure you have that meeting on your calendar. So, but that's a great way to engage people, get people talking to you.
I think he sent out a different email just with a text message with the who is coming.
The email, he may have sent an email, but the text that I got did not have.
If you haven't added to your calendar, please do so. The next real estate meeting. Yeah, it just has time and location and date, but it doesn't have the subject.
Next Impact Denton Real Estate Investor Meeting of 2023 is coming up on Monday, March 20th, 6 p.m. Location, Spring Hill Suites. And then there's the address. But
it would be good to have the information on there on what's the topic. Yes.
Or a link to the meetup.
So
they want to know. But whenever I call, when I send out my RVM, I say, this is who we have coming. This is where it's at. If you need further details, please text me and I'll send you the details. And so I actually have had people text me back and say, send me the details, or I'm sorry, I'm not in town today or this weekend or whatever, or I'll be there.
That gets them engaged to respond in one way or the other.
Yeah. So it's like you're trying to get them through email, meetup, Facebook,
text,
phone calls, text,
voicemail.
Like and then I still have people that say, oh, I didn't know you were having a meeting this weekend. I'm like,
You didn't see this skywriter? I put up the sky with a plane.
Yep. Oh man, I meant to send out this reminder today from Gmail because that's what I did last week. Let me just try that real quick. Anyway, so Eric, anything have you looked at any deals lately? I know that remember the one that you went and looked at and you showed me the video.
I'm not sure I showed you the video. I'm trying to draw. I went and looked at a trailer, and then I realized
that your student brought, and it was in Cedar.
Oh, right. He had not heard back from the owner, and my student went out of town without telling me, and then came back and said, "Well, have you heard from Frank?" And I said, "You never gave me Frank's number because I didn't go around you. I wanted to go through you." Oh, yeah. Call today. He was at the meeting last night. He told me he had been gone, so he's going to call Frank today and find out if he's taken that other offer. So, but I'm going to start a campaign of just houses in my neighborhood that look vacant, abandoned, and I'm going to start knocking doors and saying, "Do you know what's going on with your neighbor over here?"
Me too. I passed by one yesterday and made note of the address. I was like, "Oh, driving for dollars." Haven't done this in a couple months, but it's in my own neighborhood. So that was great.
I do dog walking for dollars.
When we drove down to Lake Charles and we just kept on going, there was so many opportunities that you just could see houses right there that you go, "My gosh, you could just make it pretty, make it nice, and pop somebody in there." Yeah. There's so many opportunities. It's just you just have to open your eyes to look for it. I mean, I think we had about 50 going down and 50 coming back that are just, you know, exciting. I'm going like, gosh, you could do this and you could do that. And even in Lake Charles, we're like, oh gosh, look at it. You know, I mean, it's just,
It's like
you know,
it's so in your blood. Like
yeah,
you
it is. It's just in your
whenever
blood.
you're-
I mean, you have to really just open your eyes and look at the opportunities, and you know, you can find deals. I mean, it's not that you cannot find deals.
Right.
If you I think if you have enough, I mean, like I said on Saturday, I said, you know, if you have a good foundation on education, I mean, you
Mhm.
do not go to a dentist and expect him to do brain surgery, okay? You do not do that. So you
Right.
need, if you're an investor, you really need to go and get investor training and really make it happen and really go to something that really helps you hands on as much as possible, like what Dennis is teaching. I mean, it is just what it is. I mean, and if you
Yes.
have that and you can, you know, after a while, you really just flow with it and you just see the deals and you can observe and go and see, make the numbers work. I mean, you have to understand also the DSCR loans. I mean, if you don't understand the DSCR loans, it will not make sense to you. And
Yep.
I'm realizing more and more that some of the investors don't know what they want to do.
And they
I
don't
mean,
even
that's
realize
something.
what the options are that they have.
Right.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, the thing is, if I want to keep, I mean, okay, it's okay if I don't know what I want to do with that deal right there and then, okay. But I need to have a goal in life. What
Yeah.
do I want to do? If I want to build a portfolio, or do I want to do fix and flip, or do I want to wholesale, or whatever I want to do? But I need to know what I want to do, and just going and looking at houses to make an offer and see what I can do and what I cannot do. I mean, the DSCR loans is basically for houses that are ready to be rented. Bottom line, they're not for fix and flip. If you need a fix and flip, there's a fix and flip loan. And then you can decide, okay, I'm going to fix it up or I'm going to keep it. You can do that in the process in that moment. But just to see if this is a deal and not a deal, DSCR, you have to have the house ready for rent. Keep that in mind. That's a really important guideline.
Yes.
And we did also notice that the DSCR loans work really much better if you have a house that's a little bit higher in numbers, like you
Mhm.
know, 150 to 200,000. You have better cash flow in the whole thing. If you do
Hmm.
those low end homes, you have a lot more repairs. The houses are older. You're gonna have repairs coming in.
There was
Oh,
a guy that said that, oh my God, he was asking for advice on one of the Facebook groups. And he said, you know, I have this duplex and I'm house hacking, but I'd really like to get another property. But the one that I'm in, I've got the other half rented out, but I discounted the rent to try to get it filled during the winter. And so he rented it out, I think it was like $1,100, but he's not cash flowing enough. It doesn't cover the mortgage. Even
Right.
if he
oof.
rented out his side, it wouldn't cover the mortgage. And
Mhm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
then like you overpaid. Like that's when you're analyzing your deal, you want to make sure that your rent is going to cover your debt
Right.
and your expenses like taxes, insurance, the yard maintenance. Because usually on a duplex, either you got to have two tenants that are in agreement on who's going to mow, or you got to pay for the lawn care. I know Johnny and I always used to cover the lawn care on the duplex, all the duplexes because you couldn't. Well, we
Yeah.
inherited. We bought the duplexes. We inherited them. The lawn maintenance guy, and we just had him go knock out the other one as well. But I mean, there are expenses involved, and if if you bought it and your payment is higher than what you can rent it out for, that is not a good investment.
You know, Karen, yes and no. Okay, if you're maybe just breaking even or a little bit less, but if it's a completely renovated property,
Mm-hmm.
and you know you won't have really any major repairs coming up in the next year,
Mm-hmm.
you can be a little bit on the negative side, and we get you funding for that. That's not a problem, but you have to know that it's a risk that if there's something coming up during that time, you're going to do it. But then you also have to understand that year after, you're going to have to increase the rent. You have to.
But
Otherwise,
that was
one
his problem, is that he had, it was vacant when he got it,
right.
and then it came up short.
Yeah, but I mean, if you like I just said, if you completely renovate it, like say you have just did a fix and flip, and you're just breaking even with you did a cash out refinance, and you got money out, and the rent will just cover the rent right now to break even or a little bit less. That is okay because you took money out of the property. But then don't forget the year after to increase the rent.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it up again.
No, this guy didn't do a refi. He bought the
Yeah, he
property
did.
with a loan, and so he
Yeah.
kind of sunk himself. And I
And
didn't
that's
really.
and a lot of investors do that because they get a property and then they get so scared
Mm-hmm.
and they just go like, I just want somebody in that house to help me to make the payments, not paying attention that this person might be not the best candidate for his property
Yeah.
because now you're gonna have to evict the person.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have eviction costs. Then they trash the house.
Vacancy.
Then you have to start all over again.
And
So
repairs. Yeah.
analyze the deal from the beginning on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That at least, okay, if I keep it as a long-term rental, even I may not break even on the rent, but at least I can cash out a little bit money to do my next deal, and then also be able to to offset it the year after with the rent that I needed.
Yeah.
At least I know the deal. I don't have any major things happening like the AC going out or the whatever going on. I mean,
You
that's
haven't had anybody to go through that lately. Oh, that's funny.
I mean, that's just important, but a lot of people don't understand the DSCR loans. That's what I've been noticing. So it's basically just a loan when it's all fixed up.
Yeah.
Or you have somebody going and renting it as it is. And yeah.
So speaking of HVAC, I was able to find a member of my team. I had an issue with the fan motor, and I was worried that I'd have to rip the motor. But I put a call out to 2 or 3 HVAC people, and the one that responded first, yay, got the gig. And it was just the condenser, and it was right on the outside of it, and it was easily accessible, like 70, 75 bucks, plus the call. So I lucked out and put his number in my Rolodex, and I'm good to go with another HVAC person.
Sometimes it's a good thing to get a second opinion, especially on those repairs, because some people just want to sell you a new unit when you don't need it. It's just the integrity. That's why we started our Dream Team, build your Dream Expo, that you can meet people that we can trust. And if you have a problem, you can pick up the phone and say, hey, we have a problem. And then they get a call from, at least for me, they get a call and say, hey, what did you do?
So we used to have a really good appliance repair guy up in North Texas. And I don't even know how many times our handyman or this particular appliance repair guy was able to repair things rather than just replace them.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he would be honest with us. He would say, I can fix it for, 75 bucks, but it's going to go out. It's going to keep going out, or it's time. This one's seen its better days. But I mean, gosh, I fixed a heater one time. I learned how to replace the thermocouple in my own personal gas heater because I couldn't get it to ignite and stay ignited. Is that the word, ignited?
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just a matter of fixing it, or has it seen better days and it needs to be replaced, like your water heater. My mom's water heater quit working, and I went to see her, and she's like, "Oh, it hadn't worked since you were here last." I'm like, "I haven't been here in a year." She's like, "I know," but it was the second water heater on the other side of the house that they don't use, And it was just that somehow the pilot light had went out, and we had to reignite it, and she was afraid to blow the house up. So I walked through it with the technician from the company, I guess Ream or whoever it was, and they walked me through it, relighting it for her. And then one time I saved her a ton of money because she thought that she needed an electrician to come work on her outlets in her kitchen. None of them were working. Or these certain ones weren't working. And I said, have you checked the breaker box? She said, oh yeah, I've already checked that. I said, did you flip them off and back on? She's like, well, I mean, I checked for a trip breaker. I said, yeah, let's go turn them off and back on. And all of a sudden, bam, I was like, you're welcome.
Sometimes you just on the plug-in, push that button and that works too.
Well, it hurts. Yeah, so sometimes they don't click all the way off. They just trip enough to look like they're still on, and so you have to go click it off and back on.
Right.
And
you don't see the orange or the red.
Yeah. Or whatever color it flies. I mean, at my house, whenever my breaker trips, I don't even remember when I tripped that breaker that time or what I was doing that caused it to trip. I've only tripped the breaker once since we've been here. But my old house, I tripped the breaker all the time. If the kids were in the kitchen, turned the microwave on, and I was in the bathroom blow drying my hair, how often does that happen at the same time? And it would trip the breaker. But I knew exactly which one to go flip off. So.
I flipped off that breaker box before.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So we got the contract finally on my mother's texting me the update on my nephew's baseball. They're playing in Phoenix this weekend. So, but she said games are canceled today because of rain, and I'm like, I just watched the game changer. I can see what's going on, see who bats and who plays. Not the video, but I can keep up with it. They won, so I don't know exactly what she's talking about. I'm like, they played this morning. Maybe the rest of the day, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so I am going to be looking for, I'm going to take care of the properties that I found yesterday on my outing for my Driving for Dollars. It was really fun. It's just an empty house right here on Long Branch, which is a road that goes up to New Hope. It's like the back road. And I passed by it 3 times yesterday. So I'm like, that's a sign I need to, I was like, I need to come back and get that address. So when I came back through, I slowed down and texted to myself. And so I'll look into that today. And there's a couple others. Do what?
Mom, you're slowing down again. We can look at that house.
Actually, I had taken my daughter up to Sherman. And so it was when I came back. So I was by myself. So I didn't have any kids to complain. No, Mom, don't slow down. Don't slow down. Please don't slow down. No, not this again. Oh, goodness. But anyway, okay, guys. Well, Eric, keep me posted. Did you say you did go look at a trailer house? How'd that turn out?
I did. It was nice enough, but then I realized it's in a really nice mobile home park. It's well established. I would be buying trailer only, not the lot. So I'd be paying $650 a month for the lot. And I thought, I don't need to be paying off someone else's lot fees. So even though I could
you don't want to do that.
Yeah. So I mean, but if you could you rent it out enough to pay the lot fee and to cash flow or no?
Yes.
But was it worth it?
Not really.
I don't. Yeah.
You always have to remember, mobile home, it depreciates. It does not appreciate.
Yeah.
So you got to get it super cheap.
Keep that in mind. And if you have it in a mobile home,
it's never going to get less expensive. It's always going to stay at where it is.
Getting it then, and then if it has wheels on it, it can roll off, and you can you sell it. So it's not trailers are not the best deals. There are other deals that are much better.
Yeah. So I said, no thanks.
I mean, there are people that only invest in mobile homes, and I get that. Yeah. That's their.
But they know the risk.
But it's not my niche. Yeah, because I'm with God.
So
I'm going
to continue to look for vacant houses in my neighborhood. So
there you go. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Take your time.
Eric, if you want
Yeah.
to hang around, I know Gabi, you probably got to get back to work. If you want to hang around, we can end this broadcast, and then you and I can go into the Matrix, Netrix, whatever it's called, and
The red-
I'll show you how I create a pivot table to identify the pockets where I want to be looking at.
Cool. Yes.
Sounds like fun. Give me a
Especially
call
since you're in a
later
new area.
on. I do have
Okay.
something I wanted to talk to you about.
Me
later.
or Eric?
You.
Me? Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll give you a call in a little bit. I have something I got to take care of, but
Yeah, I'm working on Johnny right now, so I'm getting feedback, so that's a good thing.
good deal. All right. Well, good luck with all that, and we will see you next week. And Eric, do you have time to hang around, or do you need to go?
I do.
Okay.
He's just telling me goodbye. Bye.
All right. I'm going to end the broadcast. Bye.
Bye.